Have you ever really stopped to think about the words we use every single day? I mean, even the most basic, common ones can hide some surprising complexity. Today, we're going to put one of the simplest words in the English language right under the microscope, the word boy.
So get this. According to the Simple English Wiktionary, the word boy is one of the 1,000 most common words in the entire English language. We hear it, we say it, we read it all the time. It's literally everywhere.
I know, it seems obvious, right? But what if I told you this word has a secret identity? That its job description is way bigger than you probably think? Well, we're about to go on a little linguistic journey to find out.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We'll start with its sound, then we'll unpack its different meanings, see how it connects to other words, uncover its surprising second job, and finally wrap up with what this all tells us about the power of simple language.
All right, first things first. Before a word means anything, it has a sound. And to really get a handle on any word, you've got to start right there with that fundamental building block. This right here, this is the word's universal sound signature. It's written in the International Phonetic Alphabet, the IPA. Doesn't matter what language you speak, this tells you exactly how to say it, boy. Think of it like the blueprint for the sound. But here's where it gets interesting. That sound, boy, it's not unique. Nope. It has a twin, buoy. You know, that floating marker out in the water? They sound identical but mean totally different things. This is what we call a homophone, and it's our first real clue that even simple sounds can create some mix-ups in language. Okay, so we've got the sound down. Now let's look at the word's main job as a noun. Because even here, in what we think is its most straightforward role, there are all these different shades of meaning we might not always think about.
This is the one we all know, right? It's a noun you can count. One boy, two boys. It's talking about a young male human. Super simple, super clear. This is boy in its most basic form.
But here's where things get a little more nuanced. We can use the word pretty informally to talk about an immature man, no matter how old he actually is. In this case, it's not about age at all. It's about behavior. The word gets stretched to mean not acting like an adult.
And the definition stretches even further. We also use it informally to talk about the gender of a male animal, a boy puppy. So, in just a few steps, the word has gone from just a human child to an immature adult, and now to animals. Pretty flexible? Huh?
You see, words don't just exist on their own, in a vacuum. They're part of this huge network, and they're defined by what they're similar to, what they're the opposite of, and what ideas they're connected to. So, let's take a look at the network for our word boy.
Here we go. This is like the word's neighborhood. Its synonyms, words like child, son, kid, help us zero in on its general meaning. Its antonyms, girl and man, define it by everything it's not. And then you have related words like boyhood and boyish, which show us the concepts and qualities that grow out of it. This whole web is what gives the word its rich context.
All right, so we've looked at the sound, we've looked at the meanings and connections of boy, the noun. But, like I hinted at before, this word is actually holding down a completely different job that we use constantly, maybe without even noticing. Just think about it for a second. Beyond describing a person or an animal, where else have you heard the word boy used? Usually right at the beginning of a sentence to show some kind of feeling.
And there it is. Boy has a secret identity as an interjection. Now, an interjection is just a word you kind of throw in to express a sudden feeling or emotion. And in this case, it's basically a stand-in for wow, used to show you're surprised.
This is the perfect example. The boy here isn't talking about anyone. It's pure emotion. It's that little burst of surprise you feel. Like, boy, that was a close call, or boy, am I tired. It's the exact same word, just doing a completely different job.
So let's bring it all home. We started with what seemed like one of the simplest, most straightforward words in English, and we found this whole world of complexity just bubbling right under the surface.
I mean, we went from its sound, which it shares with buoy, to all of its layered meanings as a noun. We mapped out its network of related words that give it context, and then we uncovered its secret identity as an interjection, a word of pure surprise. And all of that from just one of the 1,000 most common words. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If a word as simple as boy has this much depth, what other everyday words have secrets we've just never even thought to look for?